Well, good morning, everyone. We're coming to you here on the porch today. Beautiful, hot August day in Alabama. And my prayer is that wherever you are, that you're happy in the Lord. I want to share again about prayer. A word from the Word. Entitled this today, Why Care About Prayer? Our scripture in Matthew's Gospel, the 16th chapter, 19th verse. Jesus is teaching in the context of building his church and declaring it both glorious and victorious. That's the church he's building. And he said this, verse 19, and that's not all. You will have complete and free access to God's kingdom, keys to open any and every door, no more barriers between heaven and earth and heaven. A yes on earth is a yes in heaven. A no on earth is no in heaven. You notice that Jesus said, I will give you the keys. Prayer is the provisional pipeline of power. Heaven's power flows through the pipeline of prayer. Prayer is a major key, but even within the context of it being a key, it also need to understand that there are keys, plural, to effective prayer. One size doesn't fit all, just as one key does not unlock every door. Ephesians 6 and verse 18 says this, pray passionately in the Spirit as you constantly intercede with every form of prayer at all times. You know, I've got my keychain here, and at opposite ends, just for the sake of organization, there are two keys that look almost identical, exactly the same. They're the same size, same shape, have the same name on them. They're master keys to padlocks. But even though they're the same size, same shape, same name, by all appearances, they don't go to the same locks. One will not interchange with the other because there are subtle differences. If you look at it, if you can see them in the grooves and the cuts, the way these are designed to interact with the lock and the tumblers in there. And if they're not the same, they won't open. They won't work one with another. It's the same way with prayer. One size doesn't fit all. Many people, I believe, give up on prayer too early because they'll say, well, I tried praying, but it's important that we learn that there are subtle differences of forms of prayer, of how we ask, what we ask for. We've been looking at these recently, and it's important to look into these subtle differences in prayer. Not treat every prayer the same, because they're not. And that it is simply to help us to be more effective, to receive answers to our askings and get greater results. That's the purpose of prayer, is so that God can do what he wants to do for us and with us. Now remember, God does nothing in the earth except through prayer, the invitation of prayer. He has to have that. He has limited himself to the prayers of his people. That's why we should care about prayer. Enough to learn how to use the prayer keys and to see heaven's power released on and in the earth. I want to thank you for joining me today. I look forward to being with you again. Until then, you be blessed and at rest, and remember, pray. God's listening and is attentive to the prayers that are according to his will for his way to be accomplished in the earth.